coming at you.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Infinite Weekend Podcast. We've been off for 2 weeks, episode 58 now, because we were in Vegas.
Has it been 2 weeks?
It's been 2 weeks.
Oh, man,
I don't
okay.
think we were, because we were in Vegas.
That's right, we couldn't.
week.
Okay, yeah.
So, we're back, episode 58. Zach and Josh here. So, like I said, we've been in Vegas, and we were just talking. I'm just tired.
Yeah,
even though it was like work,
well, I thought
vacation.
I thought I was like something was wrong because when we flew back, I was tired. You could tell. That next day, I went back to work. Like I was spent. Like I had to walk around. Like I was about to fall asleep. I finally got some sleep, and then today, like I went to the gym and stuff, back to normal on that. But like I still feel it. Like
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize that. Like I slept till 8 o'clock yesterday in the morning. I don't think I've ever done that.
No.
Ever.
It's definitely
Like
out of character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was told Kyle, I was like, I just think I'm just. I don't think I'm built for that. I don't think I've earned my stripes.
No.
Back in the day as a younger man, like doing that kind of up late thing. I just have not done that. So it really stomps my ass.
We're talking about our post trip to Vegas, and our first reaction is like how tired we are.
I wasn't tired there. I'm exhausted now. Like I feel it'll just take time, man.
Well, I think that's what it is. Is it, like when you're there, you want to get the most out of it. And we were as a work trip too, so it
was busy.
We were just overstimulated, right?
It's really busy,
especially last night. And then, so I was just overstimulated. And then we get back, it's just like you turn off, and you're just like, and then you're just tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Like it's. I will say, I do think I overhyped a little bit, just because. And so the conference you and I went to before was not as heavy production as this one. Mm-hmm. We went to kind of a 2-day thing.
It was bullshit.
It was kind of bullshit. Yeah, it was like going to a funeral for a product that's not going to exist anymore.
Yeah.
And then this one, of course, was a lot bigger and like way. I really enjoyed that part of it a lot. It was
like
really
3,000 people. This one.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. But it's go. It's busy.
Yep.
I mean, it's as busy as you want it to be, but first and foremost, it's work. So like you have to do things, and I totally appreciate that because that's it's the meal ticket's on, if you will. So, but yeah, a lot of first times. I never sang karaoke before. That was really cool.
That was awesome. I'm a secret karaoke lover.
Yeah.
Like I'm usually, when some people are like, hey, let's go do karaoke, I'm like, nah.
That's how I was.
I'm always kind of like against it. But then once it starts, I'm like jumping in on every song, even if I don't know it or not.
And I used to talk shit about it. Like, of course, last time I sang karaoke, I think we were in, you do like that middle school graduation thing. Like for some reason, when you graduate middle school to like high school, it's like this big thing.
Again, I was homeschooled, so I don't fucking know.
So yeah, anyways, so at like middle school graduation to freshman year of high school, we did this thing I think it was at Logan's or some restaurant here in town that had a karaoke spot. So like all the class members of our friends went up there and sang. Was that R. Kelly that sang that song, I Believe I Can Fly?
Yeah.
We sang that song karaoke. It's really awkward. But yeah, doing it as an adult, I used to make fun of everybody for doing it. But now I realize it's
fun as shit.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Straight up.
And then, of course, when I get back, I actually have started a karaoke playlist Apple Music, because I heard a song at the grocery store with Kylie, and I was like, fuck, why did no one say that song? So now I'm making a list so I can get ready for in 4 years when I go back.
Right. That's actually smart, because every time you go up to do karaoke, you spend the first 10 minutes
find a song.
What's the song we're going to do?
I got some ready now. I got it. We'll have one.
I mean, we did I Want It That Way.
Oh yeah, we did. I sang that one.
That's a classic, good karaoke song. Which I saw a post on Instagram today, where it was talking about how the high school kids are having like a theme day. You remember we used to have like theme days where everybody would dress up a certain theme.
I remember Color War days.
Or like Color Wars, right?
It was like an athlete dressed up like your favorite athlete.
Something like that, right? Or anything but backpacks.
Dressed up like your favorite predator.
Stuff, right?
Serial killer.
Right.
There's a couple different things.
Alien predator or sexual predator?
You got to pick your favorite sexual predator.
That reminds me of another Instagram post. That kid dressed up in the predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Predator costume, and it's a child costume. And he's I am the child predator.
That's pretty great. I saw that. I like that.
But no, this guy was talking about how there's like theme days. There's somebody did a post about a theme day at their high school, and the theme was 2000s. You dressed up as the 2000s,
Dude.
and they were showing the video, and it was like everything that we wore in high school.
I know. You don't realize how old you're getting.
Right.
It sucks.
And that's what this guy was bitching about. It's like, fuck me.
It doesn't seem like that long ago, but
No.
I guess like that it's like its own genre of music now too.
Yeah, like I'm coming up on my 20 year.
I'm like, yeah, we just had we didn't just go, but I think I'm at 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Right there behind you. Yeah.
Jeez.
It let me know. It humbled me real quick while we were out drinking and stuff because it's exhausting. I don't know how folks can do it every weekend.
Well, let's I guess let's just recount our days. Like the first day,
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little upset. I was a little upset because I didn't know. It just because it started out. I'm excited, but like it didn't have that snap because I was like afraid that.
Talking about our travel day when we flew in that day.
No, that morning was fine.
I'm talking about that day.
Oh, okay.
So we flew in early, and I don't even fucking remember. It was so long ago.
So
now.
So just so everybody knows, I'm paranoid about missing a flight.
Yeah,
hardcore. So I was up at 1:45.
Our flight isn't until it's not wheels up until 6:20.
6:55. We boarded at 6:30.
Okay.
Just to clear that up. Whatever. So Zach and I made a bet that he said we'd be in the airport 2 hours, and I said bullshit. It won't be 2 hours. So I bought him a coffee because he was right.
Yeah.
But we did have a good time, like visiting. And by the way, the airport, Nashville's airport, is awesome. Like they've done a really good job with it. So
recently renovated too.
Yeah, that part was all easy, but. Yep. I can't use her name, but that's when she was digging in the trash for her tag for her luggage. I said, "Did you get your tag?" She's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "You got to have that for baggage claim in case you lose your bag." And she's like,
yeah.
"The one I just threw away." I said, "Yeah, that one." And
Yeah.
she's ended up digging in the trash at 6 a.m. That was awesome.
Yeah, I've thrown those things away before. It's not a big deal. It just makes it a little faster if they do lose your luggage.
So yeah, that part was fine. The flight was fine, I thought.
Yeah, it's fine. 4 hours. It's shorter on the way back. The tailwind, but 4 hours isn't too bad.
My ears didn't rupture.
That you had those little your little insert things.
They don't help on the way back.
Yeah, which was great because so on the way back, we'll fast forward to on the flight back. So on the flight back, I'm sitting in the aisle. One of our mutual coworkers is sitting in the window seat, and Josh is sitting in the middle. Right. And also, I kept telling you, I don't know why I'm referring to you like you're not here.
I know. It's
I kept telling you, can you please stop fucking working out because you're so broad?
We can't fit.
Right? And I'm fat and I'm broad. So I was like, we were just struggling. It was like a scrum.
If you notice, whenever you would cross your arms, I would bring mine down low.
Right.
Or I would lean forward.
And then you lean forward, then I was able to lean back. Yeah, exactly. We were in tune there.
I was like, do you guys have a seat for large men like us?
Exactly. I can't imagine. And I'm not that tall, but I can't imagine being any bigger than I am.
Dude. If either one of us would be wider, it would have been miserable.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd be like, I'm snuggling you.
I told you that one time I was on a flight by myself, and the guy next to me was big, and so he went back, and I had to fold my arms up and go forward. And then I had like a crick, like a pinch in my shoulder blade, and I couldn't move it back. It killed me.
Sucks.
I hate it so much.
They're so tight. I mean, y'all can't make this plane any fucking bigger.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's a flying bus, is what it is.
It was, but even when you brush in, like I can take the brushing in and rubbing because it's just part of it. It's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you just have to do musical forward and back.
Yeah, pretty much.
I actually enjoyed that flight more than the last one we went.
That's the reason I kind of like the aisle. That way I can kind of lean out some.
Yeah.
But then you got to worry about the flight attendant, zooming by and fucking knocking your knee, and hitting your elbow. Fuck.
Here's your brittle.
Exactly. Take your peanuts, you bitch.
They even serve peanuts.
I had that little trail mix thing.
It
wasn't peanuts.
And then that brownie brittle.
Yeah,
which was awful.
Yeah,
I ate it.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do.
No, there's not 4 hours.
But on the way back, it was only a 3.5 hour flight. We had a little tailwind, so it moved. But we had turbulence there and back. I noticed a little bit, which is fine. The turbulence doesn't bother me. You said the wing was like really
turbulence doesn't bother me as long as I don't see it. But when you see that wing flapping, all I could envision was it snapping off, and then we'd be like a wounded duck, fucking spiraling out of control. I told her, I was like, close that window.
It looks like those little like whirly birds that fall from the trees.
You just want to hear I'm like, it's gonna snap off. This plane is not designed for this.
It is, but
I know that's the joke. I'm like, it just looks like it shouldn't work, and it does.
But what was funny about that is we were descending. It's on the descent that gets you.
So it has to be. It's a certain footage. So as soon as I say we're descending, so usually within 10 to 8 minutes left on the flight is whenever Hiroshima starts in my brain.
Right, because I think it's like 30,000 feet is like the crazy speed. So we probably get to
my ears do not decompress.
Right.
They don't.
So it's probably when you get to like 10,000 feet, that's whenever it's like fucking you up. So you and your little ear things that you brought.
So they didn't work.
Didn't work.
So I pulled them out. And of course I do the pinch nose and you can do, and everybody before they say it, do you chew gum? I chew gum the entire flight.
Yawn.
I yawn. I do the water swigging. I do everything except remove my head off my shoulders.
Right.
So I did the whole
squeeze it.
I did the whole squeeze your nose. Well, if one finally gave out. The left one always gives out first, and it'll pop, and it's great. It feels awesome. The right one is a fighter. It's a fighter. It literally will spread into my eye socket.
Yeah, and I looked over and you were opening your mouth really wide, and you were like this is massaging, like exercising your jaw, and you were doing all this like crazy stuff or whatever. And then you like held your nose and you like closed your eyes, and I feel you over there like tensing up, tensing up in order to get this to pop, and then it pops, and you go, oh yeah, loud as shit. Like you just nutted in your pants, and I was just like, "What is happening?" Everyone can hear you.
I just had a full release. That's what it was, dude. It felt so good, and it's still just yesterday. It finally and I might have some sinus pressure and stuff too, just from the climate change. But it hurts that bad. It hurt when it happened when we went to Vegas. So I got it to pop, but I had to pop it again when we were in the airport. When I popped it that second time, I got dizzy.
Yeah.
I got lightheaded. I had to grab the fucking wall, but it felt incredible. Yeah, it sucks, dude. It is so bad. It hurts so much.
It's been funny if the guy in front of you was like, "Yeah, baby."
I don't care if he would have kissed me. I don't give a shit. I wouldn't have cared at that point.
Because that's exactly.
Yeah, dude.
I even say it seriously was like a pleasure sound.
That was as good as it was for you guys. Right. Yeah, dude. I was. So and of course, I saw the people and the other ones stare at us. I'm just like, it's Vegas, baby. I want to tell you. We had a great time. It hurt, dude. It hurt.
Yeah, that was great.
It wouldn't give. It just would not. I was like, it's never gonna pop. Yep. And so I started like shaking, and then finally it gave. But dude, I almost shit my pants.
Yeah, dude.
Which would have sucked too.
So I think we flew in Saturday. All day we got settled into a hotel. Blah blah blah.
Which, by the way, is absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
the wind. Is. Yeah, I've never been in a hotel that big. I think it's bigger than Opryland.
Which I've been told. I've told by a couple of people that has been there a bunch or is from there that's like number one. That's one of the best ones.
I've heard that one. What's the other one you said?
The Aria was really good.
Apparently,
I've heard the Aria is really awesome. And then I think they're probably because they're on the newer end.
I imagine Caesar's Palace probably has some nice rooms too.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know.
I know Treasure Island doesn't because it's a shithole.
Yeah, Treasure Island was kind of a shithole.
It's a dump.
Yeah, I wasn't into that. The Harrah's I didn't like either because they smell like smoke. We had to go there to Ruth Chris's steakhouse, which was
I keep calling that place Charlie Ruth's.
Charlie Ruth.
I got corrected twice today.
Charlie Puth.
They were like, "What the fuck is Charlie Ruth?" And I was like, "The steak place. You mean the other
Ruth Chris's?"
Yeah. And also, I didn't know that. I kept calling them gondola. What do you say? Those little boats?
Gondor.
Yeah, I kept calling them gondola rides.
Gondola?
Yeah.
Gondolas.
Yeah, Kylie says that's not the fuck that's called. I'm
Gondolors.
It's gondola rides.
Mount your gondola. We're off.
And of course, immediately somebody's like, that's not how you say it. I'm like, can I just tell my story and then you can tell your version? To me, they're like gondola boats.
It's only a gondola if you adorn it with the bones of your enemies.
Well, that's fine.
Then it's a gondola.
Yeah, if it was attacking other
right, it's a siege
boat.
I
called them gondolas. I said it all fucked up. What is it called?
Gondolas.
Okay, if it was like gondola warfare, then that's when it would be called the other name. So that's fine. That was the Venetian, by the way.
Oh yeah, Venetian had the little boats out there. That was kind of cool. Venetian was nice. Oh damn, that was loud.
Yeah,
fucking,
he's all right.
Can you relax? We're doing a podcast here.
Just ignore him,
fucker. But so Saturday, I was just fucking exhausted. I don't remember what we did. We kind of ate, kind of meandered around. Did we go to the pool for a bit? Yeah, we had that pool thing.
We went to Cabana.
Yeah,
they had a Cabana room, which was cool, but it's kind of odd at first because no one was getting in the pool.
It was a bunch of working stiffs.
And
they all wanted to watch the
football,
UT game.
which is fine, but I'm like, I can do that at home.
Yeah,
or at least we can do it in the pool.
Yeah.
You and I were the only ones to get in the pool.
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't know if anybody that follows me on Instagram saw what I was
Kylie said that outfit was awesome.
Yeah,
she really.
I think I'm
she said
that
was
guy
she
now.
said that was a great picture.
I'm that guy. I made it my profile picture. I'm about to put it on.
Hey,
my
I didn't even really try
shit.
super hard, but that is a awesome picture I took.
Yeah, dude.
I'll take full props for that.
Yeah, 100%.
Color was great. It's an awesome picture.
And if I get laid because of that picture, I'll be like, thanks, Josh.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Yeah, just think of me
Amazon.
during. Just think of me during.
Right.
It was a cool picture. That was an awesome outfit.
Yeah,
Can't believe the other chodes backed out.
I'm kind of into. So I think I like that.
It's a look.
That's my look now. I'm that guy. Well, and I think with my mustache, it actually kind of
Vegas has a way of bringing
fits.
out. I feel like you don't because you don't know. We've talked about before. You don't know anybody.
You could be whoever the fuck you
So
want to
like it's like when I normally don't wear those little camo shorts I wore to the pool. I normally don't wear those to work out and stuff. And I was like, no one has any idea who I am here. I was like, I'm just doing it.
Yeah, I saw you in the gym with those on.
Yeah, the little tiny short.
Yeah,
those
little
ridiculous.
Ranger panties.
Yeah, that's why I get flagged by security.
Yeah, you did.
It's a fucking hotel, dude. As soon as I hit the hotel.
So tell that story.
Yeah, so we get in. Okay, so first off,
this is the first. This is all first day.
I know that I have a particular look that matches most militaristic, whatever you want to call it. I get called stolen valor, operator chic. I dress like an undercover cop, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'll take it as a compliment. I've never performed stolen valor. Just want everybody to know that. I don't do that crooked ass shit. However, they have very functional gear, and I like it. Because for a while there, that's what I wanted to do for a long time. But anyways, I have a man purse that's an over-the-shoulder bag that has patches on it. It's got a black rifle patch and something else. But anyways, I had it on my back for the hotel as my carry-on bag. We get in, check in, everything's great. I don't make it 55 yards in the hotel. This big Hawaiian guy covered in teddies walks up. Excuse me, sir? And I was like, oh, fuck. Yes, sir. And he was like, hey, you mind if I check your bag real quick? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Absolutely. I said, do you want me to take it off? He said, no, you can leave it on. It's okay.
It's a tactical fanny pack.
So I turn around. It's on my back. And he was like, oh, you ex-military? I saw your patches. I was like, nope. I get that a lot.
It was a Black Rifle Coffee Company
Yeah,
patch.
I get that a lot, but I'm not. He was really cool. He was like, I really appreciate your cooperation. He said, I'm going to tag it so everybody will leave you alone. Yeah, and I was just like, thanks, man. Of course, I'm walking. I'm like, fuck. But then later on, I came back down, and of course, like, I got profiled. Like, I got really weird looks. It took about 2 days for everybody to stop giving me weird looks. Like, I even had another security guy kind of up and down me, and I was just like, dude, I actually approached one morning, like at 5:40. Big guy. He was kind of giving me a weird look, and I was like, where did you get that coffee you're holding?
Yeah.
Oh, over here. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
did we give a discount for vets?
I thought I should. Great. That's good to know. Thank you. Yeah.
If me and you stood next to each other and we asked a stranger which one of these two gentlemen served in the military, 10 times out of 10 they would pick you over me, and I'm the one that actually served.
I know. I don't know, dude. It's like I told somebody asked me. I was like, when I started getting tattooed and stuff, it was because I had started riding motorcycles and BMX and skateboarding, and the magazines all depicted the guys covered in tattoos. And I was like, well, if they do it, I want to look like that too. That looks cool. Well, then like shift that 10, 15 years later, that's the military look. So I kind of like accidentally fell into that category as far as the look.
Yeah, that was like the look. That's like the look whenever I was going through. The look now apparently is me now. Because I read a report, an article talking about, and I kind of keep up some of this stuff because I've been there. So when I see an article about
of course,
military life, I kind of sometimes gravitate toward them. But the article was about military readiness, and it was the statistic was, and it's a shocking statistic, but also not shocking. It was 70% of service members now, 70%. Are categorized as overweight or obese. Probably majority of those are overweight, which is a lot.
That's a big number.
Overweight is a lower bar, right? So you can be a little overweight.
70%.
70%. We are not in the same place we were 20 years ago. Is all I'm saying. Like, it's not going to be good. Like, we need to get our shit together because the world's getting kind of nuts right now.
This got dark really quick.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to be lighthearted.
Fuck. Well, I can cut all this out. I just want to talk about how fat our service members are.
No, man, like it's
and how I could be one of them again.
It's a good point. I mean, it's true. Like it's like one every 3, 1 every 4 toddlers is obese. Like I mean, it's a real problem, dude.
That makes me mad. Every time I see a fat kid, it pisses me off because it's not like that's the kid's fault. That's the parents' fault.
Yeah, you got to stay on it, dude. You gotta. It's your responsibility for sure. It sucks.
Now, the day I see a toddler, getting out of his truck and walking into the store to buy some Twinkies, then I'll blame the toddler. But otherwise,
of course, he's got a hardship license.
Exactly,
9 years old. Totally get it. That's not his fault. He chose that life.
Yeah, exactly. You deserve it.
You deserve it,
little Timmy.
Hey, speaking of fat ass and gross, we saw a celebrity when we landed.
Okay, yeah. So roll back, right?
Yeah, dude.
Let's go back a little bit.
Baggage
At
claim,
the airport.
Baggage claim in Vegas.
We saw a couple famous people. Or at least I know I did.
I didn't see a couple. You saw another one?
Yeah, I saw another famous guy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't tell you about this.
No.
He was an old football player. I mean, I'm thinking about it.
Yes. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, so we were at the airport and we were standing there at baggage claim. Mm-hmm. This is in Harry Reid. And I just kind of look to the right and I see like this massive
human
thing.
Yeah, and we didn't
very big.
We didn't sync up until a few seconds after, and then we realized
was huge. And it's walking behind me, and I kind of like as it's walking by, I'm like, you can't not look. I mean, it's like somebody had let a water buffalo into the airport.
I want to say
you can't miss it.
It's one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen.
Huge
in person.
This is a huge human being. Like huge head,
it's so
huge neck.
There is no neck.
There didn't have ankles. It was just all leg, all the way down to the sneak. It looked like those sneakers were getting engulfed by the blob.
They were screaming.
Right. They were
so
busting at the seam. It was crazy, and it ended up being a kind of if you've been on Instagram at all in the past 6 months, you've come across this person. Mm-hmm. It's Al Weezy.
Or Gorlock the Destroyer. In case you guys are wondering, that is the dude that went on that podcast and identified as a boss ass bitch.
Yeah, it was a certified bad bitch. This is a man that thinks he's a woman, that's trans, right? That is not only delusional in that way, but is also thinks that he, whatever, she's a baddie, as in like a certified bad bitch, like a 10 out of 10.
So,
but she's easily 500 pounds.
Lopez.
Yeah.
She first made his appearance on whatever podcast.
Yeah.
In April.
Wearing a pink little fucking
and recently got
Sailor
the name
Moon looking fucking outfit.
Gorlock the Destroyer.
Right. And people were dubbing like Jabba the Hutt into it and everything like that.
I mean, it is far worse in person.
It is so much worse in person.
It's awful.
Like you can see how much bigger she is than that other girl. She's massive. Huge human being. Yeah. And whenever you see it on the screen, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's huge, gross, nasty, whatever. You see it in person, it takes you back.
It's bad,
dude. A little bit.
It's bad. So that was our first famous person.
Yeah, so we saw that person, and I just was kind of just observing, and then I thought it was like we both had our hats on, our branded hats, and really should have went up and like got a picture.
Ugh,
I know it would have been
so bad.
You know what I'm saying? That would have been.
It was so much worse in person than I thought.
I don't know and I kind of didn't want to get closer because I didn't want to know what that smell was.
Well, it was that.
You know what I mean?
It was that lower unit hanging out of the bottom of that shirt, hiding that big old dick.
Like I just pictured if I go up to this person, like there's going to be an odor because you can't be that big and get fully clean all the time.
Could you imagine if that's
there's just no way
sit next to on the flight?
Right.
Actually,
100% they had to have had two.
Had to be first
seats.
class.
Had to be first class with 2 seats. 100%.
Oh.
But that's another reason why I didn't want to like go get a picture because I was just like,
I make fun of those people.
Gross person.
I can't have a picture of them.
All right, and I'm not afraid. Cancel me if you want to. Be like, oh, that's mean. There's no reason to be gross. There's no reason.
That's true.
Like you can be ugly. Like you can't do anything about your face.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
right.
It's bad.
Don't be fucking gross.
It was bad. Thank God I didn't see him at the pool.
Ugh. But anyway, so that was our first one. I did end up meeting I'll tell that story, but all right, so what else did we do that Saturday?
Yeah, so we had a dinner that night.
Yeah, Sushi Samba. I thought it was in the Venetian. Yeah, it was in the Venetian.
Was it?
Yeah, because I remember that being the first on the calendar. It said go to the Venetian. Yeah, it was on like Drive or something, whatever.
Okay.
It was in the Venetian. We went to Sushi Sama, did the whole it was like a Japanese, Thai, and Brazilian place, essentially, I think is what it was. We did
that's right. That's right.
We ended up doing it. Was put on by our one of the people putting on the conference. So it was a free meal. And it was they did like the taste of everything or whatever, where they just kept bringing out food.
That's right. Yep.
Just enough for everybody to take like one bite.
Like family style.
Family style. And like some of it was good, but most of it was just like, I guess got tired of like switching between different types of food. Like there's just too many flavors. There's too many, like we went from like raw fish to like cooked duck, and it was just like all, and then sushi, and it was all over the place. And then like a bowl of like boiling mushrooms, and it was just weird. That was fucking killing me. And I was already tired, and it was eating some weird shit, and I was so uncomfortable. I just wanted to leave so bad. Some of the people I was with was wanting to like go hard that night. And I was like, I gotta go sleep. So that first night, I fucking crashed out. After the cabana, we were in the sun all day.
Yeah.
And then did that dinner. I was just uncomfortable, and I wanted to lay out.
Did y'all get the sea bass and the pot stickers?
We did the sea bass
and then those weird skewers. Fish taco things that were cold.
Yeah, and also, what is the deal with putting cilantro in everything now?
Oh, dude, we actually made a joke about it. I was like, Zach would literally burn this place to the ground.
It was terrible. I had bit into one of those. It was like raw tuna and had full tacos and had full of, and I was just immediately spit it out. I was like, this is disgusting.
We ate at Charlie's first.
Charlie's, and I had a pork sandwich
with cilantro.
And had fucking cilantro in it. Why?
You were so mad, and I thought it was so wonderful,
bro. And it was in the slaw that it came with. I was like, who the fuck puts cilantro in slaw? The hell's wrong with these people? It's like I don't know. It's like let's like this delicious meal, and it's it's top restaurant in the world. You know what really fucking set this off into the atmosphere? Some cilantro. That's how I feel like all these chefs are these days. Like, you know what? It tastes great.
What does it need?
But did you put cilantro?
It's missing cilantro.
Right. It's gross. But anyway, so that first night, a lot of activity. It was our travel day. Had a dinner. I was out. I think you were at a different table.
Yeah, and I was over that meal, dude.
I would come up to you and I was like, I'm gonna go back up to the room. Hit me up when you're done here. But then as soon as I got to my room, I'm like,
I knew. I was done too.
You could see my face.
I was like, he's done, dude. Like he's pissed off. And at that point, like I liked the place too, but it was so loud, and I was just like, the food was weird, and I was like, dude, I'm over this. And I knew too after mixing all those different like each corner of Asia, I was like, this is not gonna mix well. Like this is gonna be bad. And sure enough, it was too, man. It was bad.
I needed that sleep that Saturday night because I got up Sunday refreshed and I was ready to go. And then we had to start. That was work. So we had to do the conference. Right. So we did the conference. I really put in solid day.
I did too.
Sunday, and then we ended up having another dinner to go to. But this was like it was at a nightclub in the hotel.
XS,
isn't it? XS is what it was.
I don't know. Yeah.
And it was cool. It had like a whole nightclub inside with a DJ and everything. And outside it was like a pool party.
That was one of the gnarliest clubs I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was wild. It was high class. It was upscale. And it was an exclusive. It was an exclusive party. So all like 3,000 people were there that was at the conference.
It's amazing.
And they served food, and there even was. I think this was later, but there was some blackjack tables at the club, and there was a whole. It was a cool atmosphere. Well, after it was private up until a certain point. It was like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
It ran from 6 to 9.
Yeah. So that was fine. We drinks were free and everything. So I was loading up on double Tito's. I don't think I had an entire single that night. Everything that I got was a double.
I don't think you did.
So I go up and get a double Tito's and soda just off the bat. Sometimes I get 2 double Tito's. Like I just was, there was no singles happening because shit was free, and I was like, I didn't know how. Like it's going. By the time we got there, I was like, I've only got like an hour and a half to drink. I'm gonna make this.
Yeah, of course. I need $900 in drinks. In
exactly. So I was just slamming them back, and wasn't paying attention to shit. By the time 9 o'clock comes around, I probably had 8 of those, 8 double Tito's and sodas.
I was right.
I was fucked.
I was behind you.
Yeah.
Because It takes less for me, but I was right there with you as far as on the way.
Yeah, bro. And we didn't karaoke that night. Yeah, we went to do karaoke. So we left excess.
Was that or Fremont?
No.
No,
So
that was the vote.
right. We were all this table and we were deciding like, all right, here's our options. Of course, one of the options on the table was to go to a titty bar, right?
Yeah, only 2 of us voted for that.
You can guess which two. And then the other vote was go to Fremont Street, which is old Vegas. That's the old strip, right? And it's apparently sketch, but cool. Like I've never been to Fremont Street. I wanted to see like the.
I hadn't either.
I want to see like old Vegas, like you've seen in the movies.
Yeah, of course.
So I kind of wanted to see that, but it's not a walk. You got to take an Uber. You got to drive. And apparently with like somebody was telling me with traffic and shit at this time of night on a weekend, it could take you like 30 minutes to get to Fremont Street.
You're
I was like, man, I'm not into that.
I'm gonna kill my butt.
So karaoke was the winner. And that was I think that was also at the Venetian because we walked past that sushi samba.
Was
place.
that in a hotel? I thought that was in a mall.
No, I'm pretty sure it was in the Venetian. It was all the Venetian.
Okay.
Because
Whatever,
sushi
dude.
samba was
I don't
in the
know.
Venetian.
I just followed you guys. I have no idea where we were going.
No, because we never crossed. We did go outside, but that's just to go down the. There was another connecting street off of Las Vegas Boulevard, the Strip.
Yeah.
That you did have to cross over to get to the Venetian. That's the reason probably you thought that we were going over to the mall. We weren't actually crossing the Strip. We were crossing the connecting street.
Okay. All right. Got it. That's probably right.
Yeah. So to get to the Venetian, because the Venetian's right next to the Wynn.
I was at that point where I was just like, fun, I'll follow.
Yeah. Now we went to Treasure Island. That we did cross the street on that one.
That was a shithole.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we crossed. I think that's on the other side.
Was that Korean or Japanese style karaoke?
Korean.
They're really into that shit over there.
Because everybody over there worked there looked Korean. Everything, writing was in Korean. The fucking monitor with the buttons was all in Korean. I couldn't read shit. But they did have like a little, search page, and you could search. It was like in YouTube.
It was awesome.
It was like YouTube karaoke or whatever. And then, you could. And so you went to this like private box with the table and like a couch all the way around the back wall. And there was like,
couch.
it was like, what, 20 of us in that one room?
It started out with less, and then more people came in.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But I think by the max, it was like 20 people by the end. And it was a bunch of people from the conference and people we work with. And it was fucking, and people's, husbands and wives and shit. So it was like a full packed out room.
It was killer.
Right. It was like what you see in like movies, these karaoke specific booths.
Yeah.
We fucking like it's one of those things like I usually don't pick karaoke as a thing to do, but once it starts, I am jumping into every song. Even the ones that I was just sitting there and just watching because I'd been up there enough, I was still singing along.
Yeah, because I danced to Lizzo and sang Lizzo, but I wasn't even my turn to sing.
Right.
I booed people.
Oh yeah, we did. I Want It That Way. I think we kicked it off, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sum 41 was hard.
So we set the tone for the whole night.
I did not kick it off with you. I don't think. I think I did second song.
We did second song. That's right. Because I think the first song was "Country Boy Can't Survive." I believe. Wasn't that Cliff and George? That was one of the earliest ones.
That was you and Ronnie went first. I thought.
What did we sing? I don't remember. I remember I sang "Pour Some Sugar on Me." That was fun. We tried to do that Sum 41 song, but I was way too fucked up to do that song.
That's a hard song.
Yeah, of course, the dude came in, and I knew this was going to be on, one of the vendors there, so it wasn't going to be.
I think Caroline was my favorite.
Again, I think I had 3 more double Tito's and soda while I was there for an hour.
Oh, 100%. I had
just
2 or
throwing
3,
them back.
whatever I was.
Yeah.
Sweet Carolina, I think, was my favorite to all of us.
That was fun. Everybody got together. Everybody was standing up, fucking rock. Of course, that's a classic. You got to do that one.
Great song.
It's an easy karaoke song. That was fucking awesome.
I love that song.
I was getting into it, doing some moves, dance moves.
Take a button down.
Yeah.
Take it down a button.
Drop the button.
We really got involved.
Yeah.
If we would have stayed there for a couple more hours, they would have to carry us out.
100%. Oh yeah.
That's what everybody's fear was. I think they were like, if we do another hour here, we're going to be in trouble.
Me and another guy, we walked around after going to the bathroom. We were like, he was like,
it's weird.
He's like, you can just go into any of these rooms and just like see if we want to start singing.
That's a lot.
And I was like, that's a great idea. So we just started opening up
100%
ones.
a lie.
I swear to God.
No, I meant you cannot do that.
You can't do that. So we just immediately just started opening up doors, and we ended up opening up one, and like we were like halfway in, and we realized we were not welcome real quick.
Well, I think you'd be welcome, but
they were like, "What the fuck are y'all doing?"
It wasn't an all white party. That's
right.
I walked in, I knocked on the door, or I went over there and looked in too, and I was like, no wonder. Like, it was a very urban environment.
Right.
So they weren't even singing.
No, they were just sitting there.
I think they were just chilling. Like, I don't think they had got hyped up
and
yet.
Bust in there, and with all this energy, I was just like bouncing off the walls because I was hammered. I don't remember, but I just remember it was like one of those movie moments to where like the record scratch goes, and then everybody's quiet and looking at the guy that just walked in, and he's, wearing a tutu or whatever. Like, it was like that.
You were the tutu.
I was the tutu.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's what it felt like, like old timey whenever like somebody goes through the doors and the piano stops, That's what it was like.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, and I just slowly like backed out, like, not this room. You could instantly feel that we were not welcome.
Yeah, you weren't.
I was excited too, man. I thought this was a good idea. I was like, we're gonna go bust in there. We're gonna start singing karaoke with strangers, and it was gonna be a whole thing. And no, right off the bat, we were like, this is a bad idea. So we ended up, I think, doing a few more songs and then got the fuck out of there.
They were there for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it really wasn't that long, but I mean, we got a lot in an hour and a half. But so some of us, you were like.
Well, we went to Treasure Island after that. Of course, did craps and all that stuff. But then we got back to the hotel, and they're like, we're going back to the club. And I was like, dude, it was like, it was already 1. I was like, if I miss that breakfast opening ceremony tomorrow, I said, my boss is not going to let me come back.
Right.
Like, it's got as bad as I want. I love to dance. I was like,
dude. I forgot we went to Treasure Island because I played craps, and I still don't quite understand how to play craps.
But you won $150.
I won $150 just by following the bets of somebody else that was there with us, and all I did was, he would explain some stuff, and I'm like, okay, man, and then he would place a bet and be like, oh, so like this, and I just would,
thanks, Dad,
whatever he said, and he was like, oh, hard 6s. I'm like, oh yeah, hard 8s, whatever.
No, we got back, and that's when you and I were talking. And you were like, I was like, we should go. I'm like, dude, I said, I can't. Like, I want to go so bad. I said, but if I miss that opening ceremony, I'm not going to come back here. So I went up at 1. And then I got text messages at 10 and that next morning saying, have you talked to Zach? Have you seen him?
Yeah.
And I was like, no. Have you all? Like, did anyone make sure he got back to his room okay? No. Way to go, Wing. Way to go, guys.
Yeah.
And that's when finally I texted you like a high school girlfriend. I was like,
yep.
Are you several a lot? All I got was, I'm good.
Yeah, so
like, we're good.
The next day, I woke up at 11 a.m.
You don't even know what time you got back.
I don't remember when I got back. But I woke up at 11 a.m. and the maid was busting into my room, and it startled me. And so I popped up out of bed in my fucking skivvies. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "Yeah," I just couldn't even get words out.
You don't know what time you got back?
I think people were saying it was 3:30, but I'm not quite sure.
But you don't remember like going to your room
no,
or
I don't
anything?
remember at all. No, don't remember. So,
bro,
what ended up happening after we left karaoke? And we went to Treasure Island, did some gambling, and people were like, "Let's go back out." So we go back to the Wynn, and some of us decided to go back to the nightclub XS, and because we still could, we had our stamps, and we did already get access to go back in. It just wasn't going to be a private event anymore. There was another event going on, so there was an after party that I guess the people that were putting on the conference did pay for, that you could, so we could still get into the nightclub. But there was another thing that was going on too, and it was all something collegiate. I don't know, but it was like all college kids, all of them. So it was like 95% college kids and 5% like old sad dudes like me, right? They clearly did not belong there.
Old wannabes,
right? Old wannabes just there to like hang out with the college kids, right?
That's cool.
So
they're legal.
I go there and I had shorts on because why just because
it's hot as fuck. Who cares?
It's hot as fuck. But at this particular point in the night,
they're like, no way, bro.
You can't be wearing shorts. So I had to like go back to my room, get some fucking pants on, jeans, and I come back down there. So it took me a while. But I finally got in there, and again, immediately right to the double Tito's and soda, just fucking tearing it up,
man.
And it's a at this point it's a full on rave. It's a There's a DJ up there.
I saw the video.
I've got videos. I go right into the scrum. The next morning I wake up, my shoes are scuffed to shit because everybody's stepping on them and
He said my ankles are burning.
100%, dude. And I'm like squeezing in there, getting pushed around, and
what's up, old man?
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm just fist bumping, waiting for the beat to drop, and then they hit you with the fucking fog cannons and the confetti and fucking shit comes out.
Make it up in my mouth.
Yeah, exactly. It was fucking that air is cold as shit too. It was. I was waiting for it because it was so fucking hot in this hotel the entire time. So when that air hit me, I was just like, oh yes, the best. So many here's how it looked in that club. All the guys, college age, look like bums. They look like. Let me describe the look. They look like they had already done an all-nighter right after work. Oh, okay. And they were still wearing their work clothes, and they were all untucked and shabby. That's what they look like.
That's a thing.
Their whole look is to look as shitty as possible.
And it works.
And it works. And then all the girls were wearing cute little cocktail dresses, barely wearing anything, and it was hot as fuck.
Which sounds horrible.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the makeup of what's in this club. So apparently that's Gen Z.
You were like a rhinestone cowboy. I mean, you
pretty
were
much. Pretty much.
They were like, damn, this guy's really dressed up.
Yeah, dude. And so I'm just going as hard as I possibly can with these youngins, and trying to keep up.
I had fun.
And eventually, I get pulled into a private booth. And it was with where all the sad old guys are that are watching these college girls.
With money.
Right, with money. And so I get pulled in, and I am talking to some of those guys. And they've done the whole bottle service thing, right? This dude had open bottle of tequila. He's like, you want some? I'm like, hell yeah. So I just grab the bottle, and I jump up on the back of the railing, basically standing on the table. And the private tables between the dance floor. So I'm overlooking the entire dance floor and the DJ and everything, standing on this elevated surface with a fucking bottle of tequila in my hand and just turning it up and dancing. And there's pictures of me doing all this. That's where
I don't have pictures of you standing up, but I need those.
That's where I the last thing I remember was I was drinking this, and then I was making my way to talk to some more people, and was going to go talk to some girls and stuff. And this girl was kind of eyeballing me because I look like ridiculous, old and fat, turn up tequila in a fucking nightclub with a bunch of college kids. I'm out of place. And so she's looking at me, kind of eyeballing me, and I was just so I moseyed on over there, and I was like, hey, you want some? And she's like, yeah, I'll have some if you let my friend have some. He's gay. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'll give gay dude some tequila. I don't give a shit.
Share,
what is that? Why'd you bring that up? It doesn't make any sense.
I'll share a bottle with a gay dude. I don't give a fuck.
So I gave him some. I gave her some, and we're dancing. There's video of all of this.
Where's the video of all this?
I've got it on my phone. I haven't showed you yet, but because I didn't know it existed until a couple days later. I'm going through my rolls, and I'm like,
I need
what the fuck is this? And so I started watching some of these videos.
I'm gonna need
it's
that.
Nuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some of that.
We'll post it. It's definitely. Yeah. So after that interaction with that girl, I think there's some video. There's video of me dancing with them some more. I don't fucking remember it. This is the point where I blacked out, and I don't fucking remember shit until the next day when I wake up in the hotel room. So I don't know how I got back there. I don't fucking know. There was one point where I came back to where we I think we were leaving, and me and another buddy who was there. We were racing. We were on the same level, getting double Tito's, just bam, 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 bam.
You talking about T-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that dude was cool.
No, G-Man. We looked at each other, and I could see in his face he wasn't there. He was gone. He's disappeared. Immediately. There was no consciousness left.
Immediately regretted.
And I guarantee I looked the same way.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you were pretty ripe when I left you.
Yeah. And so so that was pretty much my last nightclub experience. I've been to some before, but it's been a while since I've done some shit like that.
I had FOMO so bad the next day when I saw the video. I was like, damn it, my career.
Dude, yeah, I know. So the next day, like I said, I didn't get up till 11, and very few times have I had a hangover that laid me out. For whatever reason, I kept telling people it's because I'm fat. It's because I'm overweight. It just absorbs all the toxins. But I recover from hangovers really, really
I was
quickly.
impressed. Because I remember I walked up, we were eating lunch, and I was like, what's up, man? You're like, hey.
And of course, I was singing all night, too.
Your eyes were a little glazy, but other than that, my voice was gone.
My voice was gone.
Torched.
My voice was gone.
And it came back.
But the fact that I think I got back about 3:30, something like that. So I was asleep. I probably immediately crashed. I didn't wake up until 11, so I had good sleep. Also, I remember walking by a dude and he was smoking a cigarette. I was like, "Oh, can I bum one of those?" So I found a random cigarette and smoked a cigarette.
Because you told somebody, you're like, "The shit's guy that smoked over.
I haven't smoked over 2 years. Ooh. God, this is good."
Yeah, I forget you told somebody that. I started cracking.
So I was in the clubs just fucking hammering.
I told him, I was like, that sounds like something Zach would say.
Oh, my God. It was glorious. So I was, my voice, my whole throat was fucked. And, but I had a little bit of a headache, and I killed that with Advil. But my thing, wasn't really nauseous. I immediately was like, I gotta get up and get moving.
That's what I did.
I gotta put food on my stomach. Mm-hmm. Right, to start soaking this shit up. So that's what I did. I went to lunch at the conference, and then I went to the pool afterwards because there was no absorbing information.
I only
that
hurt
day.
that morning. I woke up. My head, because I didn't get any sleep. My head was throbbing.
No, I take that back. I did go to one thing. I did go to that thing
after I had breakfast, because we had to be back. I had to get breakfast by 6:30.
Yeah.
So I came down like at 6. So I fell asleep. I only slept like 3 hours. But yeah, dude, my head was bumping. Yeah, it was rough because I don't do that ever, like once a year, if that. So it was. Now that was the first time we'd ever actually really partied together.
Yeah.
Over this long friendship we've had, that was our first time really taking it to the paint. It was awesome, but I don't know how folks do that every weekend.
Yeah, and you were doing layups, and I was coming in with a fucking high dunk.
Yeah, because I would like
breaking glass.
Because you like, kind of your energy becomes like mine.
Yeah.
As far as enthusiasm goes, like you become a 7. It's really cool. And I can match it for a while. But what happened is on our way back, like it came down too far.
Yeah.
And like, so all I had was like the weight of the alcohol. I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna have to re-rally, like, and it's gonna be worse, man.
And you had to be up in the morning. I knew I could.
Yeah,
just,
and I,
do
if I had known, if it was later in the week, I wouldn't have stressed about it as much. But that was my first time going opening ceremony. I was like, I cannot.
Yeah.
So no, there was still a blast. Like that club's amazing. Like the karaoke was awesome.
There was one interaction that happened at that nightclub that at first pissed me off, but then the next day I'm like, I get it. I would do the same thing too. There was I was dancing up there on the elevated service with my bottle of tequila, and eventually one of the dudes came over and was like, "Hey man, you can't have that bottle out of the booth. You got to keep it in the booth." I was like, "Oh my bad." But before that happened, I was kind of like dancing or whatever, and there's like this group of girls right in front of me. And they kind of were like, looking and pointing, like, because I looked ridiculous. And I was just kind of like, hey, motioning, hey, you want some tequila?
Of course.
And so I started to go down there to like give them tequila. And one of the other girls that wasn't like looking at me, she like pushes through her friend groups and she says, "Don't touch us." And I was like, bitch, it pissed me the fuck off so bad.
Whose dad is that?
Who the fuck are you? It pissed me off so bad. But then the next day, I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy you say that to in that moment because I was coming in so hot. I guarantee you, I looked like shit. I was fucking hammered, giggling. All right, looked like a fool. I am the guy you say that to in that moment.
Don't
touch us.
We're gonna call our dad. Right. My boyfriend's huge. He'll kick your ass. Like, I like how you're like, you're not that hot.
Of course, I could tuck my tail between my legs and got the back up in my booth, and then probably had some more tequila.
So good. That's actually a really good interaction. There was an interaction too we had on the escalators, which by the way was hilarious. We were all on there. But remember that girl looked at you or said something? I guess she mean mugged the shit out of you. Do you remember that at all?
No.
Yeah, so you looked at me.
This was that night, right? Yeah.
You looked at me on the escalators, and we were both pretty, like, not belligerent, but we were...
On the elevator or escalator?
Escalator,
okay.
And she looked at you something, and you bust out laughing. I said, what was so funny? Because I don't want to miss out. And you were like, that lady looked at me like I didn't have a dick at all. And I was like, dude, what? And then we both got the giggle bug, and I couldn't stop laughing, and neither could you. And then you always, when I found this out, whenever you're drunk, you put my name at the end of sentences if you're talking to me, which is great. You're like, she looked at me like I didn't have a dick at all, Josh. And I was like, just fucking serious. Like, who is she? I never did see her. But yeah, it was, but then you got the giggling about it, and then we both just lost it on the escalator. It was so funny. I never even saw her, but I guess you had looked at her and kind of smiled, and she just was not having it.
Yeah.
Like, total.
I was like,
total.
I think I was full on creep mode
total
that
bitch.
night. The creep came out.
I didn't get that vibe. I mean, you didn't do anything like inappropriate.
No, I
it was
didn't do it.
So funny.
I was just putting out the vibe.
That's
apparently
all it
it
was.
was.
And then I remember we got
wasn't
to
being
Treasure
received
Island.
as well as I wanted it to.
We got to Treasure Island, and there was that honky tonk bar. What's that place called?
Oh fuck.
Not Sherry's.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. We went
Yeah.
to some because they had a bull, and we were like,
Let's go
put
to Zach on the bull.
I was dead set. I was going to go on the bull.
Everybody down the escalator was passing around like, Zach's getting on the bull. So I'm like,
100%.
He's getting on the bull.
We get down in there, no bull.
Dude, when we get in there, I remember you come out, you're like, that's why you don't put a fucking honky tonk in Vegas. You are a country bar in Vegas.
Right.
Pissed.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. That
Because I've been to so many in Nashville. I was like,
place-
this is bullshit.
That place was rough, dude.
Yeah.
That was a rough, ugly crowd. Gross crowd.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they didn't know how to do a fucking honky tonk. It was wrong. All right.
Yeah.
Vegas does not know how to do a honky tonk.
It is. Even after being the second time, like, it is the most interesting place I've ever been. I mean, literally, you can walk down, like, you and I walked to the hotel and, like, saw $2-3 million cars, a podcast studio, into a cafe, then to a buffet.
I told you some dude came to the hotel and bought one of those McLarens.
I mean, all this happens in 50 yards. I mean, it is the most unique, incredible place ever. Like,
I know.
It's odd.
I don't know how many times I said that weekend. I was like, fuck, I need to be rich.
Oh, dude, being rich would make everything better. It really would. I mean, and it's full of beautiful people. It's full of gross people too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
There's some sad fucks in there.
There's some, and and there's also some really incredibly attractive people. But I will say again, I've said it before last time I went, it is some of the nicest people I've been around too. Like, I've had no negative interactions with anybody in Vegas the 2 times I've been. Especially we talk a lot. We have
Except for that fat showgirl.
Yeah, that fat showgirl wanted more money, bitch. Even like those guys at the pool were super cool. I talked to some guys from the UK, Australia. Like, everyone is just super nice, man. Like, and of course we saw that Nate Bargatze show was pretty good.
Yeah, Nate was good.
He was good. It's not belly laughing. Like, it wasn't like I wasn't crying.
Yeah.
But he has just he's his own unique.
I was probably just tired too.
Yeah. And I saw him the next day at the gym.
I know. I'm so pissed at you.
I know. Everybody was upset with
me. So, like, when it's been documented, you were like, on the previous episode, you were like, if I'm going to meet that guy, I'm going to get behind stage.
Actually,
blah, blah, blah,
I think it's
blah.
because his comedy wasn't as funny as I thought.
That's what it was?
I don't think...
Who cares?
Well, I saw his comedy, which I'm not knocking the guy. I've seen all of his stand-ups. I've put in the time to know this guy. I've listened to all of it. I just didn't... When I saw him in person, I didn't get any kind of... Like, what do you call it? Celebrity, nothing. I had
starstruck.
I had literally no motivation whatsoever to go talk to that dude.
Yeah, but I thought it was
not
like
interested.
My thing was like you were saying,
I hyped it up.
It's like you were going to hype it up, not because you personally wanted to meet Nate Bargatze
for the show.
For the show,
I just didn't.
And then you bailed immediately.
Well, I was lifting. He was running in a polo. I don't trust somebody that runs in a polo. It weirds me out. That's true. But like I just had no desire.
You couldn't find a good organic moment,
dude. Yeah, because I'm thinking to myself like, all right, if I just did that show. I'm already running on a treadmill. I don't like running on a treadmill. He had his little partner with him.
I just find that surprising from you because you're normally like, I mean, you've DM'd like every celebrity known man.
I know. I just didn't have it.
And you let me down.
I didn't have it. I think I'm just not interested. I'd have to be. Maybe I'm getting pickier. I don't know. If it was like Chris Pratt, obviously that's different,
right?
Or if it was like Kevin Hart.
You hear that, Nate Bargatze?
You're
not big enough. You're not big enough.
It's not big enough for me.
You're not big enough for this show.
I think maybe it's because he's such a humble cat. I just don't think. And then I also had like the reservations that he'd be like, just like fuck off. Or also I had the reservation that if it wasn't him, and I was totally fucking wrong. But I took a double take at the class.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I took a double take. Or he'd probably be like, who the fuck is this dude? Like, what do you want?
Right.
I was going to walk up and be like, do the airplane joke.
I think it's because he was in the gym.
Yeah, I hate bothering people in the gym. I don't like them bothering me.
That's what it is.
So, but I did see him.
You should have sat out like little lobby, right?
I know, but I didn't want to my workout. I had plans that day. I had hit the gym, the pool, the massage. I had a full plan, and he didn't want him to fuck it up.
Guess so.
Famous or not, don't fuck up my plans. So he did his thing. I did my thing. We were in the same room. It was cool.
We did go to the pool 3 days in a row.
I did. I went one day by myself.
Yeah.
For about 2 hours. And their pool is neat. It's like an infinity 4-foot pool.
Shaped like a dick.
Shaped like or a dog bone.
A dog bone.
Actually, no. More so like a dick.
More so like a dick.
Huh. Or a double-headed dildo.
Right.
However you want to look at it.
Right.
Yeah. Use your...
Ribbed for your pleasure.
Yeah, use your own... However you want to do it. It's a really cool place. And we saw a hawk. Not a falconer. A hawkener.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't technically a falcon.
Right. It was a I guess, like chicken hawk or something.
Yeah, we had to have those 3 goblins, make sure that we knew what he was doing there.
Right.
Ugh. Dude.
And the only thing that was disappointing about that pool is like there was something to look at there.
Of course.
A couple, but it was mostly empty.
Yeah. Well, also it's in the middle of the week.
It was in the middle of the week. I don't know. Well, yeah, but we were there on Saturday and Sunday. It still wasn't quite.
We did see a few though that last day.
A few, yeah.
One particular redhead I thought she looked fake, like literally made in a laboratory with that fat dude.
Yeah,
that kind of weird.
Which I thought that was at first. I thought that was a escort situation.
Oh,
but then she was like marveling at like a ring that she had on her finger.
Yeah.
So
man, it could have been.
I don't know. It looked like they just got engaged or something. It was really weird.
She's getting ready to take all his shit.
Probably. Yeah, she was like, cha-ching. Maybe not. Maybe he's got a great personality.
He could. I don't know. Hey, you know what?
Right. He may fulfill. Maybe he fulfilled all the sixes.
What about that young chick?
6 figures, 6 inches
with her grandparents.
6 feet, huh?
What about that chick with her grandparents?
Yeah, I mean, we were checking her out, and then whenever I saw like the.
Well, then she made.
I think it was her grandparents.
She made that comment.
And she was talking about people's like.
Can you believe like Brian's still dating Jessica?
Right. And I was like, I was like, Josh.
No.
I think she's like 16, 17 tops.
Shit. What she had on is not appropriate with her grandparents. There's no way I could. Sorry, I was like, not doing it.
Look away!
Look
it's
away!
Illegal.
Run! It's 5 to 10. Yeah. You do a quick little changeover, like, oh shit.
But if she was underage, like, what the fuck? Why was she wearing that around her grandparents? It was nuts.
That was weird. Like, you want to be like, hey, Papa, like, hey, dude, like, get your girl.
Exactly. Don't bring your one piece when you're around granny.
Yeah, come on,
you know what I'm saying?
That
the fuck.
You might as well be in your underwear.
Yeah,
actually, that would have been more. Yeah, underwear would have been more.
She was not leaving much to the imagination in that fucking thing.
It was.
So maybe she was older, but still, I don't care if she was 25 or 15. Like, why the fuck are you wearing that around your grandparents? I don't know.
That was weird.
That was odd.
Odd. And the food was okay. Takes them an hour to bake a hamburger.
Yeah, and I saw my room charge. It was like $50 for that wrap.
I do like how that guy said we went to go get massages and I opened the curtain, or that dude's like, "Are you guys like looking for massages today?" I'm like, "I was."
Right. Whenever you're not on shift.
Yeah, I like, and I don't have a problem with like gay dudes, but like
just don't want them to touch you.
I can't relax.
That sounds worse.
Because the thing is, if I'm laying down and they're like, is that too much pressure? Like I'll start giggling.
Yeah.
And I'll tense up. Because he was wearing like a dog collar too. Like I'll tense up. I'll start laughing. And I'll ruin my entire experience. We'll just start, and then him and I
didn't notice the dog collar.
Yeah, it had a purple heart like a Barbie heart.
So what if you get in there? It turns into like a whole bondage situation.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And then that's it. I'm done. Like I had to call for your help.
He starts chaining you up.
Yeah, Zach, help!
This booth is soundproof.
Help me! Help! No one's coming to help you.
Oh no!
Is it funny now? Look, yeah, I'd be toast. I tell you, he just squeezes my nipples for 20 minutes.
Tries to milk you.
Tries to milk me.
You milk anything with nipples?
I come out, it's all red and shaved. I look terrible. And I just run in there crying out of the pool. Yeah, that would have been bad. I'm not sure if that would have happened or not.
I'm going to go with yes.
These curtains are they're soundproof.
Yeah, soundproof curtains.
Soundproof sheets. Here, put this in your mouth. It's a rubber ball.
Oh, God.
That would suck. He didn't look that strong, but he may have been.
Yeah, yeah.
But they do, by the way, they do offer massages by the pool. I don't know if they offer bondage, but I'm sure you could ask.
Right. Everything's negotiable.
I do feel like it is in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure you can get whatever you want if you have enough money.
Fuck. Sunday, I don't even remember what we did Sunday.
Not a lot.
I mean, I vegged out by the pool because, was that Nate? No, that was Monday night.
At Monday night, we all went to bed
Sunday night, Saturday night, we went to bed early. Sunday, I was nursing a hangover, but I got through it pretty quick.
We stayed up.
What did we do Sunday night?
A dinner, and then we...
Well, where was that dinner? I remember. That's whenever we went to, that was Nate, wasn't it? Sunday night? No, it was Monday night.
Shit, I don't know, dude.
What the fuck did we do Sunday?
I don't remember, to be honest, at all. Sorry, man.
No, maybe that was the Excess Club.
Excess was Sunday night. It was Monday night was Nate Bargatze because we went to bed early.
That's right.
Tuesday,
so it was actually Monday the next day that I was.
Tuesday we had classes. That's right. Tuesday was a late night for us.
That was because the dinner that we went to on Sunday night. We ended up going to you were with a different group, but I ended up going to a place called Bastille Hole in the Wall, and it was somewhere off the strip, and it was kind of like a standalone thing. It wasn't a hotel, and it was a cool vibe. It was like a dive bar, but it was like nice Italian dining. It was weird. So we were having a good time sitting at our table. I wanted to, after eating weird shit at the conference, I just wanted some normal fucking food. So I had like a ribeye steak and potatoes and green beans. Like it was just like a fucking standard. Awesome. It was the best. It was great.
My best was Wendy's at the airport.
Right.
It's my Chipotle bowl. I get there, dude.
Right.
They're like, we're out of white rice, queso. I'm like, fuck, you don't have anything I want.
Right. Yeah. Like there's just something about, I don't mind having like some fancy stuff, but every meal was like a fancy fucking 4 or 5 star.
Be fancy, but be good.
And it was just too much. Yes. Like I just wanted some normal food.
I'm poor. I want poor people's food.
My constitution can't handle this fancy shit. I need some fucking poverty food.
I need poverty food.
I need depression era. That's my ancestors come from the depression. I need that kind of food.
Chicken and rice in a plastic bowl.
Yeah, exactly. No seasoning.
None. Hold the seasoning.
I need just a little bit of salt.
Just need it boiled.
Right.
Yeah.
So that place was kind of cool, and some fucking crazy lady. I swear to God, she was fucking high on something. Something went up her nose.
I liked her.
She was bouncing off the walls, like laughing at her own jokes, talking about how flat her ass was like flirt with me, fucking hardcore. And she was maybe 15 years older than me.
Still flattering.
It was fine, whatever. I don't even know why she came over to our table. She was just excited to like talk to people. It was wild. Wow. She was like you if you were middle-aged and high on cocaine. Also a woman.
I'm getting there.
Right.
Not that part.
That's basically you.
Okay, cool.
So that's what she reminded me of.
Nice buzz cut.
Right. So anyway, she fucked off back to her table, and there was another table across from me. There was like this really tall black dude who was older. He was like probably 60, and then like some much younger women that were wearing like cocktail dresses, and they looked fancy. I was like, oh, probably this dude's got some escorts. And there was like an old like rocker looking dude. He had like long black hair, like Black Sabbath looking motherfucker. Angel. Right, but if he was 100, and then another black guy that looked like, I don't know, like their manager or something. So this obviously was the table that had some famous people in it. I just didn't know who they were. Right, it was a different era. Well, anyway, like we're having a good time at our table, and every once in a while we would start to cut up and laugh. And the black guy, me and him kept like locking eyes and looking, and he would like do a thumbs up. And I'm like, hey, yeah, thumbs up back, and woo,
Yeah, of course.
Just vibing with the guy, right? And when he ends up coming over, a bottle of champagne comes over his table, and he stands up and he pops it, and I just go woo, and I'm vibing with the guy, and he's like, yeah, like it was a weird interaction.
Yeah.
But we were on the same level, right, of excitement. I've been drinking, he's been drinking, we're having a good time, and I'm trying to figure out. And I noticed whenever he stood up to do that, I noticed he had 2 ginormous rings on his hand, and I'm like,
championship rings,
athlete, 100% old athlete. I got to find out who the fuck this guy is. So I kind of motioned to him, and I was like, hey man, what's up? What's the celebration? And he says, he was either whacked out of his mind or had dementia, but then when I found out he was an athlete, it was probably CTE. So he wasn't quite right in his mind, and I kept noticing like the girl that he was with, which I found out was his wife, kept like touching him and motioning to him, and like napkin on his face, and like was like taking care of him. So I was like, I don't think he's quite in his right mind. Either he's whacked out or he has like dementia or something. But I could be wrong. I actually need to probably look this up since he's actually a famous person. I feel like there should be something out there.
Yeah,
like
of course.
Such and such has dementia. But he was kind of telling to he said his name was Rod Martin. And I was like, oh, Rod Martin. Don't know who that is. And he kept saying, he said 3 interceptions in the Super Bowl. And I'm like, oh, fuck, he was an athlete. So I looked him up, Rod Martin. He was a linebacker for Las Vegas Raiders. And he played in Super Bowl 15. And he had 3 interceptions in Super Bowl 15, which is a fucking feat.
He played from 77 to 88.
From 77 to 88. And me and him jived, and I talked to him after dinner and shook his hand and hung out for a sec. But that was kind of a cool
He's not a very big guy.
No, he was skinny as shit.
He was only 6'2", 218. Says here that
linebackers are big.
Record 3 interceptions in Super Bowl 13.
Yeah.
Put him on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yep, 100%. And so I was talking to him. He was cool, but like I thought he was a basketball player at first, just because how skinny he was. But you could just see that in his heyday, like he had some weight on him. But as soon as you get out, it's just like Taylor Lewan is the same way. As soon as you get out, you like go back to your like actual normal weight. And so he's actually supposed to be scrawny and kind of lanky and tall, but being a linebacker in the NFL, you just maintain all this fucking mass. But yeah, that was kind of a cool interaction. Yeah, that was the dude. Yeah, he did not look like that. All thick neck and shit.
Neck like my damn thigh.
Yeah, he did not look like that now.
Check him out, man.
You want to see him now? Oh, yeah.
That's who you saw?
Yeah, that's what I saw, bro.
Nice guy?
Yeah, dude. He was cool as shit. I said we were vibing immediately. I sat down. I was just full of energy, and he was too.
Yeah, so he's 69 years old now.
Yeah, I knew he was well into the 60s. Yeah.
Sweet, dude. That's cool, though.
Yeah, so you got to see if you pull up a picture of him now. See how skinny he is?
Let me look, huh?
I mean, he's also 69. It's almost 70, so he's old as fuck now, but
yeah,
has something to do with it too. But
not really a lot of pictures of him from him being old.
Yeah, dude, he was cool. So that was second celebrity sighting number 2 that I had. So first was Al Weezy and then Rod Martin.
Is that him?
Yep, that was him. Boom, right there. Yeah, man. He was cool. He's wearing all. They just had a Raiders game too that Sunday, so at Allegiant, and they won. So
that was actually
that's what they were celebrating.
2020. About. I was in Vegas for another party.
Yep.
So he's just whacked. That's all it was. He was just hammered.
And yeah, dude, he was fucking gone. And so he probably was just celebrating from the Raiders win, and so that's the reason he was all decked out in Raiders gear. So, but when he was there, when he played for him, there was for sure it was in Oakland. So, now they're in Vegas, but and apparently I didn't know, but the other guy that was sitting next to him that looked like fucking an old rocker dude. He had someone was saying that they think they knew who that was, but they weren't quite sure. I can't remember who they said, but I think that was actually an old rock star that was there too, maybe low level.
That was his ex-girlfriend,
something like that. Right. She had some road miles on it. But his wife that was with him was not 69. I'll tell you that.
No, 22.
No, yeah, she was 30.
It was Taylor Swift,
probably 35 tops.
That's all right. I ain't mad at him.
Yeah, good for him.
He traded up.
That's what I'm saying. Again, that's why I need to be rich.
Yeah, an old football player,
an old athlete.
I'll just tell people next time we go that you're actually a former NFL player.
No one's going to believe that.
Look it up. What the fuck are you going to look it up?
All right. Well, that's like when I told you that last night we went out. It was like, we're podcasters, nothing else.
Yeah, podcasters from Nashville, nothing else. I was more excited about that than anything.
Yeah, dude.
Remind me of that shit from Wedding Crashers.
We just, because if we go into another city like that, like you don't have to like lie necessarily, but you can be whoever you want to be.
I'm going to try the Power Ranger card next time.
Right, Power Ranger.
Actually, Power Ranger.
I'm the Black Power Ranger. Clearly.
He hung the boots up, so I'm taking the mantle.
Right, exactly. Then we switch things up, so they, made me the Black Power Ranger.
But I'm the Hip Hop Ranger.
But that was good. And then that's when the whole nightclub thing after that, meeting him. But what did we do Monday? Monday was the Nate Bargatze thing. Yeah. So we did more conference.
Tuesday
and then we did
all us.
Nate Bargatze. There was, before the Nate Bargatze show, there was a huge dinner reception at the Wynn on the golf course. Like if you've been to Vegas in the Wynn has this golf course that is like, I think it's like top 3 in Vegas, or it's like one of the best. It's like 1 or 2. I think it's one of the best golf. I think it's like $1,000 a round of fucking golf or some shit. It's like ridiculous. There's no way I was going to play that. I could be wrong on the price, but someone mentioned said it's like $1,000.
There's nothing cheap.
It was not cheap. I guarantee to do a round of golf there was been ridiculous.
There's nothing cheap in that hotel.
Yeah. And what was cool about where we were staying at the Wynn was, and in that reception area is the Las Vegas Sphere is right there. Like we're in this.
It's like in the backyard.
We're in this ginormous reception area right next to this golf course. I mean, huge, like outdoor garden. It had like a fucking like Pantheon, fucking Greek architecture looking cool, shit. Dude. And then the Sphere was right there. So everybody was just kind of like standing in there, drinking, eating their shit, and watching the Sphere the whole time. That was cool. I got some videos of that. And then we went to go do a Nate Bargatze show, and he was funny. And then I think we ended up calling it a night. That
Oh, yeah. Everybody went to bed like at 9:30.
We had a full stack. And I was still recovering I was just tired from the previous
Everybody was wore out, man.
And then my buddy, who was with us too, he didn't come out all day.
Oh, he was in bad shape.
When me and him locked eyes and I knew he was like gone at the nightclub,
he was
the next day,
gone.
he came down one time and just the elevator ride unsettled him that he was immediately looking for somewhere to throw up. And he went back to his room and he was in and out of consciousness all day. So we didn't see him again until next Monday morning.
I didn't see him until he left.
Yeah, right. He was fucking gone. So he at one point he was like, I really hate that I did this myself.
You saw him back at work. Did he say anything else about it when you saw him?
Oh yeah, he was just upset that he missed Nate Bargatze for one. He was upset that he like missed that whole day and that he did this to himself. But he had been like on a health kick, like lost 30 pounds and like wasn't drinking and like, was being super health conscious and eating really good clean food. Wasn't drinking. And then he just goes, we're at that same Bastille hole in the wall place and he has fucking chicken parmesan and is having double Tito's and stuff. Like he just
threw it out the window.
He was like doing really, really well eating wise, and then he just went full on. My body is a dumpster.
I wish I could have went back to work with you that Thursday just to talk to everybody.
Oh, it was fun, dude. Of course I told them about like my last night, and they were cracking up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's funny is Kylie texted me that morning as we were strolling back, and she was like, "Did you take money out of the checking account?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, just she's like, "What are you up for?" And it was like 4:45, and I was like, "Nah, I had trouble sleeping, honey." I said, "Just can't get to sleep when I'm away from home." I said, "I'm gonna try to go back to sleep and get a couple hours if I can." All right, well, good. She's all right. We'll get some rest. And the next day, I told her, I said, "Yeah, we had just got back. Zach and I were walking down the strip at almost 5."
Yeah.
She's like, "You hadn't even been to bed yet?" I said, "No, I hadn't." Yeah, I said, "We've been up for over 24 hours. I had not been to bed at all." I said, "We literally just came back." Like, we were walking down the street by ourselves.
I actually found, like, train tracks in Vegas because we walked across them. I didn't know
they existed. We were kind of outside of the strip there a bit.
Right. It really wasn't that bad of a walk. Like, we walked over some train tracks and under an underpass.
Well, we came out, we're like,
Vegas.
We got to get an Uber. And I was like, I don't think we can walk it. And you were like, "No, dude, we can't. It's way far." I said, "Dude, our hotel's right there. We can walk it." So we're like, but my boy was like, "Dude, we can walk. We'll be fine." And you're like, "All right, well, let's walk it." Cool. And yeah, we ended up walking. It didn't take us that long.
No, it was surprisingly short. But yeah, that last night was something else. But I was going to say, yeah, it was a good time.
Do you think you had more fun this second time than the first time?
This one I think was, I don't know, split maybe.
I think it's split because I think I had more fun as far as activities, but I don't think my hype was as high.
Well, because it was the second time, and we actually had to like go
work. Yeah. But I did get to meet a lot of cool folks. I got to talk. We got to talk about the pod a lot. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm talking. I was thinking you meant just like the last night, but like as far as a whole, this trip was better
as a whole. Yeah, I agree. I think I'll take the advice of one of the other guys that went with us or was there that said that he came in on a Friday.
Yeah, we need to go early next time.
Adjust.
Yeah.
Like,
because that first Saturday, like there was no doing anything.
Well, just to get a rhythm. Like I would like to figure. Like I'd like to get all my supplies at the store, bring them back to my room. Like the craziness not start right away. Like,
oh yeah, that was another thing that bothered me. As after that night where I went to that sushi place, and I was just uncomfortable as shit. I ended up because I didn't know how well everybody was going to dress, and I guess I missed the memo that everybody's going to be dressing like they're fucking high rollers.
Well, it's business casual, but it's such a huge umbrella,
right? But everybody was wearing like suits and shit. And
you could always depend on me to look not as good as them.
And so I was like, I missed the memo on this. And one of my buddies, he was like, "It's Vegas, baby," and I'm like, I don't know what that means. When I'm in Vegas, I wear shorts.
That's what I had on. I wore a polo and khakis, right? And then I'm like, this is just like which I was fine. I bought pants the day before I went. Like I got nice khakis, but I was like, I'm uncomfortable. Like I wanted to be in like a polo and shorts.
Yeah, I wanted to be comfortable.
We don't look like bums. Like I still like do my creams and ointments and my facial routine and shape my I still look nice. But I'm like you. Like hell, that one dinner event I was in. We'll shout out Gage because we always do. But I was in that 3 Horse Hat Co. shirt and a backwards cap as always, and then like some Vans and khakis.
Yeah.
And I blended in with everybody else. I mean, I just, whatever.
Well, that was what I was going to say is like, because of that, I like wore like my nice jeans, but I hadn't worn those jeans in forever. And so they were a little snug. Let's put it that way.
You had your shit showing.
They were a little snug. And I wore like a button down, a long sleeve. It was kind of hot in there, and I was eating this weird food. I was just fucking, and I was tired.
I saw you.
I was so uncomfortable.
And
we had to walk so far to get there that the next day my fucking ass was chafing.
I remember because I couldn't stop laughing.
I was like, "This sucks,
you
dude."
kind of waddle. You're like,
"Yeah, dude." I had to.
But I gotta get to the bathroom.
So I ended up I ended up walking to the CVS in pain to try to find something, some sort of like chafing ointment or something. And I ended up finding something, and it was worse. I got over it pretty quick. It wasn't that bad. It
sucks, dude. But it's the worst feeling.
I was like, yeah. And I finally get back here and I unpack this shit, and I'm like, fuck these jeans, and I just chuck them in the corner.
Yeah, those are my.
These are my skinny jeans. I can't fit in these right now.
You're like, these are. You guys aren't right now.
These hurt me.
These aren't right now. These are for later.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But now that Vegas is over, I'm gonna get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Back on the wagon.
Let's do it.
Eating clean, get back in shape, all that.
I've got an appointment this month at the end, and then I got one in November for a big piece in November. Mm-hmm. So, we can fit you in. The wintertime's the best time to get them. I've said that before, but yeah, we need to get you in there, man. Get that first one knocked out.
Yeah, bro.
Get ready for that new year, new you.
Gross.
I know. I hate when people say that, but it's just funny.
Fuck you.
It's funny. This is me.
Yeah. This was supposed to, I think one of the earlier episodes we talked about it. This is going to be my year, 2023.
It's a pretty good year.
So it wasn't too bad. Had fun. Started a new job, doing the whole, so it kind of is, but not in some of the areas that I want it to be in, but, yeah, I think it's going to be good. New year. Speaking of new me, we'll just put it this way. So I was recently informed.
Oh shit!
Of something.
All right, I know about this.
That I said I was going to bring it up.
You did.
I already told her I was going to bring it up.
Oh, did you tell her you were going to bring it up on the show?
I told her I was going to bring it up on the show.
What did she say?
Well, I think I don't know. I can't remember which I had to go back and listen.
No, you're fine. I was just curious.
So I was informed that some things that I say on this podcast is maddening to women, is what I was told.
Yep.
And a little cringy, and I sound like an incel, which means involuntarily celibate. If anybody knows what incel is.
I've never heard that term.
Yeah, it's basically the incel community in a nutshell is that they can't get laid, so they blame women for them not getting laid.
I don't think I've ever heard.
And then they say that they're involuntarily celibate. Like involuntarily mean that it's not their choice to be celibate, but they're celibate because women suck. Is essentially.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's a whole
That's what you.
It's
are?
a whole. That's what I was. I sound kind of incel-y is what I was told. So shout out. You know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are.
You know who you are. And I asked for some examples. I couldn't get the examples yet.
Yeah,
but,
we're still waiting.
I'm still waiting for the examples. But I was a little upset. I was triggered. I was a little triggered.
You like me that time.
So I was like recounting back in my head. I'm like, what the fuck am I saying? I have no idea. Besides the teacher thing, which we got some support in the club the other night by that, because I mentioned, we were talking about our podcast, and then one of the girls asked, give us an example of like some of the stuff you talk about or whatever. I threw out like, well, some stuff that gets me in trouble is I talk about teachers, and they were like, what do you mean? I was like, because teachers are the whiniest profession ever. And then it just fucking went on. And so I actually was able to sway a few opinions, I guess, to my side. They could have been a little biased, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever.
Besides that, I don't know of anything that I say that's like.
I'll ask Kylie.
Okay.
Maybe she'll say something.
Maybe.
Only time she's ever said anything to me about you is when you get on political stuff. She's just bored. And she's like, I want him to fucking stop, just because it's not her thing.
Yeah. Which I get.
But she's never
fine.
been like, Zach sounds like a fucking douche.
Yeah, see, like if I have like if someone
would tell you.
If someone just disagrees with something that I say opinion wise, that's fine with me. I don't care. In fact, my whole thing is like I encourage some hate. I'm going to frame it or whatever. I still have yet to get like hate.
Well, that is one.
But this one like upset me because like that's not a vibe I want to be putting out there in the world.
You sound like me whenever one of your peeps.
Whenever one of my friends like
So that sounded.
gives you some constructive constructive criticism.
What did she say? I sounded like egotistical.
Egotistical. That was funny. And so I tell you that because I love poking the bear.
I think she had some points. There was some validation there. I'm sure. I don't know. We haven't met yet.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
We'll have our chance.
Is if you think, I don't think you're egotistical, but if I mean, you can be a little cocky sometimes, but I don't think you're like, oh, whatever.
Sure.
So, but again, you're like thinking back, like maybe I am a little bit. Some of the stuff I said, it just depends on how you look at it.
Anytime.
So now I'm thinking like, if that is is the perception, I'm like, is that? That's the reason I want an example. Is like, it's got to be a misunderstanding.
Yeah, like if I don't know I'm doing it.
Because the comment that was also in that flurry of comments was that I think I come across like women are beneath me, which is fucking the furthest thing from the truth.
Only time you want them beneath you is belly to belly.
Correct. Exactly.
Belly to belly. Yeah.
Right.
It's cold. Yeah.
Right. Belly to belly missionary.
Belly to belly missionaries when you want them beneath you.
Right.
That's the only time I could really imagine it. I don't get that.
Maybe it's comments like that.
And I don't think, and it could be. I don't think I would hang out with somebody who was really like truly like that.
Yeah.
It would get old. I can't be around somebody like that. Like I love women. I can't be around people that would think they're better than. We make fun of women. I make fun of my wife. She makes fun of me. I make fun of myself more than anybody. So the show does do that. We do that a lot.
Yeah.
But as far as it being
specific to like women hatred, I don't get it.
I'm better and I'm the man and fuck you. Like no.
Right.
She'll just need to explain herself a little bit.
Maybe. So, I'll probably get after this episode.
That's fine.
Maybe
That's okay.
Said she was going to take notes, so
that's key. I think a good note taker. That'd be fine. Some spark notes,
right? Exactly. Maybe we need like a stenographer for the show. Actually, the AI thing has a whole thing where it actually will do the transcript for the audio.
Okay. Well.
So maybe I'll start doing that, and I'll go back through it. And be like, I have like a marker, like cringy,
asshole,
what a dickhead, right?
Yeah. Asexual, whatever that term is.
Are you drunk? Why did you slur that word?
Oh, that was funny.
Because I do that a lot.
You did do that.
Which I told you, like when I get drunk, my speech is the first thing to go.
Yeah.
Because
it didn't really go.
Because it goes while I'm sober. Sometimes
it didn't go. You didn't say anything.
It's because probably I don't know. You didn't see me at the nightclub. I was probably fucking, I don't know.
You may have said some different things that I could understand.
I'm sure I slurred my words for show.
Oh God, that was fun. It was a good time.
It was.
I do love Vegas.
Oh yeah.
I won't be back for a while, but I do love it. It'll be several years.
I'll go back. I'm definitely probably going to go back to that conference again. I'm sure my entire group's going to go.
I will not be able. I have to rotate on that one.
Yeah,
in my department.
I may end up going sooner than that too. Vegas is a good spot to fly into to get to some of the more outdoorsy stuff in the Southwest. So it's a good place to fly into to get to places.
It stands, I won't be able to go back until 20 to probably 3.5, 4, almost 4 years.
Unless you can skip the rotation.
Unless someone says they don't want to go.
Like I said,
I would like to do a boys
we need to just go. We just need to go. That's not related to work. Just plan a trip to go. That way we don't have to do this conference crap during the day.
I would like for it to be just like the guys go, like more of us, like and actually go and do some. I'd like to do some of the dune stuff, like some of the outdoor stuff. Yeah.
I want to shoot machine guns in the desert while driving a dune buggy.
You do have to bring a substantial amount of money.
Like some Mad Max shit.
If you're going to do it right. You do have to bring a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it right, you can. Yeah.
Well, it's just
couple bands.
I had a couple grand that I was willing to blow. I had actually more in reserve, but I was trying not to use. I had 5,000 I was gonna in reserve, but I was not gonna use the whole 5,000. I was like, if something pops up, I'm just like, fuck it, it's just money, and I'll do it.
Dua Lipa,
right? Dua Lipa is like, hey, buy me a drink, or buy this bottle service booth, whatever the fuck. It's $1,200 and we can hang out. I'll be like, I'll do too.
Of course.
Yeah, whatever.
I knew you would.
So
that'd be stupid.
That's a crazy scenario. But
I would pitch in to help.
If something like would have happened where I was like, I can't pass up this opportunity, then I would have done that. Or if I'd have, developed a gambling addiction, which I like. The gambling's fun to me, But I've never had that like bug to where I'm like, I have to, like, I gotta win. It's just,
that's why
it is what it is. You have fun while you're doing it. When you're up, it's a blast. Whenever you're down, just make sure I don't ever go past my limit as far as what I've already set. I'm like, I'm only going to lose, $200. Once I'm down 200, once this 200 is gone, I'm done. Like, I always stick to that. I'm fine with that.
That's smart.
But, some people, like one person with our group, we were just walking. We were just walking from A to B, and then somebody stops to look, to be like, where are we going to go? We need to go to left or right. Immediately sits down at a slot and starts playing. You're like, bro.
Yeah, like he's got a problem. Quit.
Stop it. Yeah. And at one point he asked me, he's like, give me $100. We're going to put it all on red. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. Yeah. And so he was like collecting hundreds from everybody. And it was probably like, I don't know, $800 on there. And he just on red. And I didn't hear red. I was like, I want to do, because I always do black. When I go do the roulette, I usually do my first bet 50-50 on black. And he does it all on red. I never do red, and so we
y'all lost that much money.
We end up losing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 100% right away. Gone. That's how fast it goes.
You could have doubled up.
I wanted it all back on craps.
He could have doubled up. Yeah. If y'all would all won on red black.
Yeah, because last time we went, I cleaned up pretty good. Like I turned 100 to 8 on roulette.
I was furious.
I didn't go. Since I played craps, I didn't do any roulette except for that one bet.
We didn't gamble a lot.
No, I only did that one bet in roulette. It wasn't really me. I just was pitching in for it. And but then the only other gambling I really did was craps because I really wanted to kind of learn how to play craps. And I was also fucking hammered. And we didn't stay on the table very long. Well, as soon as they upped the bet, because there was a minimum bet that we were all comfortable
15.
with, and then whenever it went up, we were like, "Fuck that!" Normally, you'd be like grandfathered in, but for whatever reason, this guy was like, "Nah," and so we all pulled our bets up. And like, "Fuck this."
The only gamble I did was I gave George a 20. He was looking. I said, "Dude, I'll buy you in. Whatever you win, we'll split it or whatever. Just give me my 20 back or whatever happens." Mm-hmm. He turned around. It's like, "I need to give you some money." I'm like, "Fuck, what? It's been 10 minutes." Like, yeah, I'm out. Fast. I'm like, "Oh shit." Well, oh well.
I've come to realize this. I always knew that. I always kind of knew this, but sometimes things happen to where it reminds me. I have the best luck in the world, simultaneously have the worst luck in the world. So I'm always even. That's the reason I'm always chill.
That's cool. Breaking even's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
I always break even somehow. Like, fucking crazy ass shit happens to me that's fucking wild, and people are like, how the fuck does that happen to you? And then, but that same sentence is good situations and bad situations.
Yeah, they're always odd. I always have been just in weird situations.
Right. Like, I get in these fucking bad situations, fucked up. Like, it's crazy. I should have been in jail or killed or whatever so many times. But somehow I come out scot-free. It's just the weirdest thing. And sometimes fucking crazy, awesome stuff happens to me, and then fucking Lucy with a football as soon as gone.
I am
like, fuck. Missed opportunity.
It was nice getting back home. I felt like we were there for a long time, and it really wasn't.
No, it went by fast. It was longer than our last trip. That's the reason I think I like this one better. We do need to plan just like a guy's trip out there or anywhere really, but that would be fun to go to. That's where we don't have to do the work stuff. And honestly, there's nothing we can easily do that.
I mean, we don't have to go to Vegas. We can go to Key West.
As much as we did, just going from, we flew out Wednesday, so that was like, you could just take off Friday and Monday, fly out late Thursday night, come back in late Monday night. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's enough time. Like, that's a full guy's trip right there. You don't have to take off a whole week. Fuck, if you take up a whole week for Vegas, you might not come back.
That's plenty of time.
You know what I mean? But we just need to plan it. I mean, we just have to commit to doing it. The only thing that I got this coming up year that I'm committed to is I have that that cruise in July.
That's going to be cool.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be exhausting as well. I've already talked to a couple of them. Like, this is going to be a long trip. We're going to have to like find a day in there where we just like do nothing.
You got to pace.
Right. Where we just like lay out and don't drink and just like recover, because I'm too old to be doing this whole like full on week, spring break, heavy drinking kind of. I mean, I did that, went hard one night in Vegas, and then the next day I didn't do anything.
We didn't have any
alcohol. Then the next night, the last night that we were there, I ended up getting drunk accidentally again.
Yeah. But not as bad.
Not as bad. So the plane ride was a little back was a little rough, but it was fine. But yeah. So we're fucking cleaning himself. We're watching Steve take a bath.
He's in rare form tonight.
Disgusting. Yeah, I know. He's really warmed up to you a lot. If I'm in the room, if I'm nearby, he's fine.
He'll come over. Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah. I think I figured that since my dad had to take care of him while we was gone, and I told him, he's like, Steve makes he come over twice a day, wants to feed him, wants to just kind of like interact with him. But he's like, he normally hides, but every once in a while he'll make a rare appearance. And I told him, so all you got to do is you got to go over there to get his little treat bag, his little brown bag with little catnip treats. And I said, all you got to do is shake that bag and say treat, and he'll fucking come right out. So that's what you do.
It's a troubled relationship him and I have.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, when do you want to try video? I haven't really discussed it, but
yeah, we can gear it up sometime this week. Okay. Try it out if you want to do this coming Saturday. And
I go on call Friday, so it had to be Saturday night.
That's fine. Well, if you want to come over while you're on call and just like do on call stuff, then we can test out stuff.
So I got some stuff for the walls too.
Right. We can record.
I got that banner that's brand new. It says "Texas Dick." It's got Benjamin Franklin.
Yes.
I got that one.
Okay.
And I got tons of stuff we can put up. Just before we do paint and all this stuff, we can just hang up some stuff.
That's true.
That kind of gives it a better thing. And I have that couch too. Like, we want to put that couch in here. We could.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
Or leave it like it is with this, and just put up some stuff on the walls.
I think this table's way too big for what we're doing.
It is, but I'm just saying.
We're going to have to do, I think we should go to chairs.
I like the chair style myself.
Everybody's probably like, the fuck is this conversation?
Yeah.
We're getting a little behind the scenes strategy planning that we're doing here.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys.
Right, exactly. This episode is probably, if you're listening to this, is probably a Tuesday because we had some technical difficulties that I'm gonna have to do a lot of fucking editing.
I think we did
I'm gonna have to listen to the whole episode, all the clips, to try to find out where all the fucking fuck ups are.
We did get some new followers, had some new viewerships. I checked the numbers yesterday. Got some more people from Vegas that started following the show, which is great. Got to talk about the show a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty exciting. I was pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
So, I reached out to let me give her a shout out. The one who made our hats. I've reached out again to her to talk about doing some further stuff. Let me see. Yep, here she is. So her is Gypsy Jolie. She is the one. You can find them on Etsy, is where I buy everything, or you can go to gypsyjolie.shop. She's out of Kentucky. That's who made our hats that I posted. So I'll be getting some more things made from that as well. I was going to see if you want to do some hoodies.
Yeah, I love hoodies. It's getting cold.
I do too. So I don't know if any time that we'll be necessarily selling anything, but I am planning on having a bit of stock of some things. So if we have guests on, I might do some hats and such.
That's a good idea.
Maybe sometime next year, if the demand is there, that I'll possibly we'll sell some merch. It's just going to.
We can maybe do some, maybe not sell right away, but maybe we can do, if we have a few things, we can do some giveaways.
Handouts, some giveaways, just some small things.
Because we wore those hats all week.
We did. I'm wearing mine right now. Once we switch over to a video platform, I'll be able to show some of it in person on some video and see how it goes.
That reminds me, as far as like passing out merch, as we were walking down the strip, that one girl was like, had those cards, and she was like, here, you want some of these? I was like, oh, what are they, Pokemon cards? She's like, yeah, and she hands them to me.
Full of titties.
And it was just titties. Which I looked that up, and it was an escort service.
It's a titty type.
It was an escort service, is what it was.
No, it's all right. They got to make money too.
Yeah, exactly.
But
all right, man. Well,
we survived.
There's more to tell.
There's more to tell.
It was fun. Definitely want to go back.
We will.
I would like to go back with even more money.
Mm-hmm.
Probably do more gambling next time I go back, because I really didn't gamble that much.
You didn't.
It's a little craps. That's about it. But I don't do blackjack. I feel like blackjack is a fool's game. I feel like people they think they can play blackjack, but they don't know how to play blackjack. Even if they're like, they know some of the like do's and don'ts and the rules, I've never seen anybody really fucking hit.
There's an art to it.
Unless you're like a blackjack guy, but there's most people that say that, oh yeah, I know how to play blackjack. I've never seen you actually like fuck like a pile of chips. I've never seen it.
No, I watch people get their ass.
I always see people get their ass handed to them on the fucking. But playing craps, I see people win out on craps. I see people 50-50. I see people win and lose on roulette. But I feel like blackjack. Ever since that movie came out, was it 21 or whatever it was? Everybody thinks they're a fucking card shark or they can count cards or some shit. It just makes no sense.
You can't.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm sorry. You're not fucking Goodwill Hunting. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, yeah, like, follow, subscribe. We do have a subscribe page. You can do monthly subscriptions. As far as what you get, it's kind of up in the air right now. We have a couple things. First, shout out's free, of course. If you have anything business wise, or if you have another podcast as well, we can shout that out too.
Looking to collab too?
Looking to collab. We're always open. About to start a new year here in the next couple months. So if anybody knows of another podcast, or if you have one, feel free to jump on with us.
You know what we should do is just reach out, and I should get on a teacher podcast.
Okay. All right. If
You know
anybody knows of a
Look for
teacher
some.
podcast.
You know of any podcast that features teachers, then get me on there, and I can hash it out.
May have a showdown.
I'll bring my facts.
Still got some guests lined up. I just got to get them scheduled. Got a couple of people are still really interested in coming on. So look for those. But please comment, share as well. It really helps a lot, especially even if it's negative. Comment, we appreciate it. As Zach said, any negativity we get is still good, and we'll frame it and put
Even if it triggers me and upsets me, but it's fine.
Well, you already hate women.
Apparently, right? If that comment would have come from a dude, I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, bro.
But yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. This will probably post Tuesday, so if you're listening, it's
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. See ya.
Peace.